Good evening. More homes have been destroyed in the canyons of LA as a round-the-clock battle continues against numerous wildfires.
The official death toll has risen to 16. At least 13 others are missing, and there's a warning. Conditions are set to worsen over the next 72 hours as a desperate firefight ramps up again tonight. Ashley Mullaney begins our coverage.
That is hundreds of feet.
A dangerous new threat in the Los Angeles inferno, firenadoes.
A lot of fire being drawn straight up into the air.
4 wildfires turning to disaster with 10,000 hectares of land scorched so far, and it could get worse.
Over the next few days and into the next week, we will be facing another critical weather event.
Fire has now moved into populated communities again.
The bombardment has been continuing around the clock for days.
And they have multiple helicopters working on the area. You could see there a water drop on this particular home.
Pilots showing remarkable accuracy.
They are going to make a targeted and precise water drop right on that balcony.
But it's not just the bush. It's over tightly packed streets too. 56,000 litres of retardant, 250,000 litres of water dumped in just one day, but not enough for the house once owned by George Lazenby. Australia's James Bond wouldn't recognise the place. What's left is now owned by Danny Seo.
That right there is the reservoir that was supposed to be full.
Almost 500,000 litres of water missing. The reservoir drained for repairs that never happened.
But I think this is going to turn to anger, as it already has. It's begun, as people realize that this could have been prevented.
Danny's friend is Crazy Rich Asians actor Henry Golding, who's flown in from London to help.
There's a sense of helplessness when you see your community hurting.
More reinforcements are on the way. Firefighters being flown in from Mexico, joining crews who've driven fire trucks across America.
5 of them arrived on our street last night at 1 a.m. They drove for 3 solid days.
With more high winds expected this weekend, firefighters on the ground need all the help they can get. Adding to the challenges, some of the bushland here in Mandeville Canyon hasn't burnt for over 50 years. Those winds are expected to pick up for days to come. The low humidity and that dense undergrowth has authorities worried. The mayor pleading with her city.
I think people need to pay careful attention to what the instructions are. And please, please, please not try to wait out the fires.
The National Guard has been deployed in critical areas as officials warn the days ahead could get even tougher.
Public safety power shutoffs that will be implemented prior to this life-threatening Santa Ana wind event are crucial to preventing new fire starts.
Another casualty, one of LA's most expensive homes, worth $125 million. It starred in the TV series Succession and rented for $450,000 a month.
We are hurting, grief, still in shock and angry.
But for some residents, a reason to smile.
We found something that survived. Cheers. They're still cold.
Let's go to Ashley Mullaney now. Ash, what's the latest on the situation there tonight?
Well, Mark, we have seen days of destruction and it's been a really tense night here with more dramatic pictures coming through of that fire raging in the hills in Mandeville Canyon. But just in the past hour, firefighters seem to have gotten the upper hand, largely thanks to that epic aerial bombardment that we saw throughout the day, something that is continuing tonight too with more water being dropped. It is very much a race against time right now because if those Santa Ana winds pick up as they are expected to,